I want to look at one more thing, and this is about the economics of AI. And this is something that I find super, super interesting. How do we measure the effects that this new technology will have? Because there is a chance that this technology will have vastly different like the economy will act differently to this change compared to like old revolutions in industry. So let's look at that. The Iceberg Index, measuring workforce exposure in the AI economy. And yeah, so there's a lot of authors and a lot of people involved and a lot of institutions involved. Basically, what they're saying is that artificial intelligence is a big thing, and it's reshaping the labor market, and it has a lot of effects that are very hard to see. So basically, we want to see what happens as we look through the changes that are happening. And the first thing that they bring up is that there are measurement gaps in the workforce planning. Basically, we don't see everything that we want to see. And the first challenge is anticipating workforce shifts before they happen. The labor market is evolving faster than current data systems can capture. AI automates some skills and augments others, creating uneven effects across industries and regions. So yeah, it's hard to know before the change happens. So by the time these changes appear in official statistics, policymakers may already be reacting to yesterday's disruptions, committing billions to programs that target skills already displaced, without forward-looking capability to test strategies before implementation. States cannot distinguish investments that prepare workers from those that arrive too late. And fair enough, that's hard work. That's challenging. The second challenge is measuring human AI work, not just human work. So existing workforce planning frameworks are designed for a human-only economy. They track employment, wages, and productivity, but they were not designed to measure where AI capabilities overlap with human skills, and that is actually what matters. It doesn't matter that in my work, I do. Let's make up some numbers. Let's say that I'm an accountant. An accountant does a lot of things that are just entering formulas and numbers into Excel sheets, and these are things that are very easy to automate. Whereas there are also taking care of clients, making sure to talk to the right people, contacting government agencies, a lot of sort of more human skills that are connected to the work of accounting. And whereas AI might take away some of that work, it won't take away all of it. So measuring that is really hard because we don't have the tools to do that. And that is what this Iceberg Index is trying to achieve. So Project Iceberg, sandbox for the human AI workforce. The Project Iceberg simulates the emerging human AI workforce. It modeled how 151 million American workers and emerging AI capabilities interact, allowing states to explore policy scenarios, blah, blah, blah. So it's a really cool way of looking at automation of digital work. And they divided this up into three different phases: capture and understand the human workforce. So they mapped out the job of each US worker type, the education they have, the income, the skills, the task, the location, and the value of that work. And I don't know that I understand this exactly. 150,000 attributes per human. Yeah, I don't know, but that's the general gist of it. On the human side, capture what they do, not what their work title is, which is normally how you measure economic value of workers. Um, and then they measure the AI workforce and look at what timeline, when will it be good, and what capabilities does it have. And then they mapped all of those skills to labor skills. So they could see that, okay, so this skill here are common between these people and also by the AI. And then they simulated all of these workers and looked at the task importance, the adoption behavior over time, and hidden ripple effects. So, Project Iceberg prepares states for the AI economy, first platform to simulate human AI workforce interactions at national scale, enabling policymakers to assess technical exposure, test workforce strategies, and target investments before committing billions to implementation. Oh, so they developed this Iceberg Index, where it has a surface index, which is basically that what this shows is that 2% generally of all the tasks that are potentially substituted by AI are these tech work, basically. Coastal hubs, and this is what's visible. This is what is easily seen. And then the Iceberg Index is all of these other things that can be where AI can take over and make changes to the economy. So the Iceberg Index reveals workforce exposure 5 times larger than visible tech adoption. So basically, things that we don't necessarily see easily is much more. It's much more. And this is basically what we talked about before. So they combine the AI skills and the human skills, and then they simulate that. And then they brought this Iceberg Index, and it looks at the wage value of occupational tasks that AI systems can technically perform. So they see where human work and AI capabilities overlap, and then they can see that, okay, so these are occupations that are at risk of being taken over by AI. So basically you can simulate in a new way by looking at this skill task based instead of occupation based. And I think that is such a good initiative. I really like this work because it's going to be so important in order for us to make sure that we are taking care of people in a good way. When it's interesting, one thing that the study says is that we focus a lot on the coastal areas where tech workers and programmers, but in fact, it's a lot of administrative personnel in, for example, factories that are going to feel this maybe first. And that is really scary.